Hey guys, welcome to our senior secondary mathematics. This is a second video on the topic algebra, and it's going to be focused on expansion. The topics that or the subtopics that were from doing or that are in the previous video are just introduction to algebra or basic process of algebra, the skills that are expected of you before you engage into senior secondary algebra. Therefore, I'm going to introduce the topic map in this video so that you know what to expect after this video. Let's get started.
So let's take a look at the concept map. So we'll start with expansion. We're going to know how to expand algebraic expressions. Once we are done, we're going to visit factorization. We're going to know how to factor out algebraic expressions. When we get done with factorization, we should be able to see that expansion and factorization are kind of opposite processes. That is, given a term that is in its expanded form, it can be factorized, and given a term that is in its factored form, it can be expanded. So expansion and factorization are kind of opposite processes. We'll then visit the last subsection of this topic, which is algebraic fractions. In here, we're going to take a look at addition and subtraction of algebraic fractions. Then we'll finally visit the last part of this subsection, which is multiplication and division of algebraic fractions. So, since this topic is a bit long, we're going to divide it into three parts. The first part is going to be focused on expansion, the second part on factorization, and the last part on algebraic fractions. So, let's get started. So in algebra, we can write expressions in two forms. So the first form is what is called the factored form. An example is this one, m open bracket p plus q close bracket. Then the other form is the expanded form, which can be written like so, mp plus mq. So let us see that the two are equivalent. That is, the factored form can be converted to the expanded form, and the expanded form can be taken back to the factored form. So on the first part, we'll start with what is called expansion. So in expansion, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be converting the factored form from the expanded form, and the process is called expansion. So let's say I've been given this expression m p plus q, where p plus q are inside the brackets as shown. So how do we convert this from factored form to the expanded form? So we multiply each term, we multiply the term outside the bracket with each of the terms inside the brackets, like so. M by p we get mp, m by positive q we get positive mq. So this is the expanded form. Let's do some examples. Let's say we've been given this example question. Expand the following: 5 open bracket a plus b close bracket. So here's the solution. So 5 open bracket a plus b close bracket. So just multiply 5 with everything inside the bracket. So start with 5 by a, we get 5a, and 5 by b, we get 5b. So this is expanded form. So example b, which is sign sensitive, and you'll see what I mean by this later. Let's see the solution. So we multiply 2 by a, we get 2a, and 2 by negative b, we get negative 2b. So this one is sign sensitive. That is, we have to be careful when we're working with signs. Let's see how it is done. So we multiply negative 2 with everything inside the brackets. So negative 2 by a, we get negative 2a, and negative 2 by negative b, we get positive 2b. Another example. This one is posed in a different way. It is saying simplify the following: 6c plus 4 open bracket 2c plus b close bracket. So it is not saying expand, but to simplify, of course, it will involve expansion at some point. Let's see how it is done. So let's take a look at the solution. So we have 6c plus 4 open bracket 2c plus b. So first we expand by multiplying 4 with everything inside the bracket, so that we get rid of the terms inside the brackets. We then get 6c plus 8c plus 4b, since 4 by 2c is 8c and 4 by b is 4b. Now we can see that 6c and 8c are like terms, so we can add these to get 14c and 4b. So we have simplified the expression. Let's move on. This one is just the same as the previous one, but it's sign sensitive. So we have 6c minus 4 open bracket 2c minus b close bracket. Again we do the same. 6c minus 4 open bracket 2c minus b, we expand again take care of the signs. Negative 4 by 2c is going to be negative 8c, and negative 4 by negative b is going to be positive 4b. So we have this 6c minus 8c plus 4b. Now again, we can work with, we can make sure that we've got a single term here where there's 6c and negative 8c, so that we have negative 2c plus 4b, since 6c minus 8c is negative 2c. So this one, we have 5m plus 3m open bracket m minus 2 close bracket. So let's take a look at the solution. We write our expression 5m plus 3m open bracket m minus 2 close bracket. So first we expand, that is getting rid of the terms inside the brackets. So but notice that 3m by m is going to give us 3m squared, and that's the unique part of this question, otherwise the rest is the same. So we write like 5m plus 3m squared minus 6m. So get 6m by multiplying 3m by negative 2. After we're done, I will correct that terms together like so. 5m minus 6m plus 3m squared. Now 5m minus 6m is m, it's negative m, sorry. Yeah, so we have negative m plus 3m squared. We're done. So when it comes to expansion, factored forms of expressions might be of two types. Actually, they are of two types. The first one is the one that we have dealt with, which involves a single pair of brackets. Then the second one involves a double pair of brackets, like so. So how do we deal with this? So we multiply each term in the first pair of brackets with all the terms in the other pair of brackets, like so. So we multiply m by p to get mp. We then multiply m by positive q to get positive mq. We then move to the other term in the first pair of brackets, which is n. So we multiply n by p to get positive np, and n by positive q to get positive nq. So I've got this example: expand and simplify. Open bracket a plus b close bracket, open bracket x plus y close bracket. So let's see the solution. So we write the expression that we have been given, which is this. Then we multiply a by x, and again a by y. Then we move to b, where we multiply b by x and then b by y, and we get this: ax plus ay, bx and by. We are done. So I've been given this we have this example, and this one seems to be sign sensitive. That is to mean it is highly likely that to end up with errors when manipulating signs. So how do I know that? Just know that whenever there's a negative, the chances that you may end up making errors is, unless you are good with negatives. It's a hint, come on. Okay, let's take a look at the solution. So we write the expression that we've been given, then we start the multiplication. So 2b by 2b is 4b squared, 2b by negative 1 is negative 2b, negative 3 by 2b is negative 6b, negative 3 by negative 1 is positive 3. We can see that we've got like terms already corrected for us. That is negative 2b and negative 6b, which we know that it's going to give us negative 8b. So we can write our final expression as 4b squared minus 8b plus 3. So I've got this another example which looks interesting. It says expand and simplify, in brackets 2y minus 3, outside the brackets there's power 2. So how do we go around that? So let's take a look at our solution. So we have the expression that we've been given, which is 2y minus 3 power 2. Now we know that x power 2 is just the same as x times x. So how do we deal with this? So we just write this twice, that is, we multiply it by itself like so: 2y minus 3, 2y minus 3. Then we start the usual expansion that involves double brackets, of course, double pairs of brackets, sorry. Let's do that. So we have 2y by 2y, which is 4y squared, 2y by negative 3, which is negative 6y, negative 3 by 2y is negative 6y, and negative 3 by negative 3 is positive 9. Now we've got like terms, which we know that negative 6y and negative 6y is going to give us negative 12y. So this is going to be 4y squared plus, also negative 12y plus 9. We're done. So this is the last part of this example, and I've got this expression which might look complicated, but we can handle it. So let's get started. So as a precaution, in case I'm too fast, try to play your video on a reduced speed, so that at least you can move at the same pace. let's get started. So let's write the expression that we have been given, and let's multiply the terms inside one set of brackets with those in the other set of brackets, like so. 2f by 3f squared is 6f cubed, 2f by 2f is 4f squared, 2f by negative 5 is negative 10f, positive 3 by 3f squared is 9f squared, 3 by 2f is 6f, and 3 by negative 5 is negative 15. Now we correct like terms, and note that it's a good practice to write terms in the descending orders of power, that is starting from f power 3, then f power 2, just like that, and we are going to use the same manner when correcting like terms. So we start xf power 3 plus 4f squared plus 9f squared minus 10f plus 6f minus 15. Then we can simplify further. 6f cubed plus we have got 13 f squared, and here we have got negative 4f and negative 15.